Hi there and welcome to my channel. Today I'd like to open a small package of an order I placed on Amazon a few days back. It got here in 2 days, but I didn't get to open it. And I ordered some guitar strings. I'd like to show you what I got. This is my usual order, about once a month, once every 6 weeks or so. I got the D'Addario XL1110. These are extra regular light gauge for electric. I got a 3-pack of that. I got a 3-pack of D'Addario, the EJ16. It's also a 3-pack. These are the light gauge for acoustics. I used to play mediums all the time, but I'm switching to lights because they work much better for fingerstyle on steel string for me, anyways. And I got, of course, well, this is kind of messed up. It really doesn't matter though because I'm going to use the strings right away. The box is a little bit messed up. I got a 3-pack of the good old classical EJ45. These are the normal tension, also a 3-pack. And so I'd like to talk a little bit about my absolute favorite brand for strings. I play multiple string instruments, mostly guitars. My main instrument is the classical guitar. I play also steel string and electric. I also play bass. I play a little bit of violin. I play some ukulele music. So I play quite a few string instruments, and my go-to brand has been for a very long time, some 25 years now, D'Addario. This is the company. If you've never heard of them, if you've never checked it out. Now, I'm not sponsored by D'Addario. I get nothing from making this video. I'm just sharing with you my absolute favorite brand as of right now. I've been using these strings, like I said, for about 25 years. I played for much longer than that, but sometime around my high school junior or senior year, I started using D'Addario strings, and I've tried multiple brands since, and I always find myself returning to D'Addario, mainly for 3 reasons. But before I share those 3 reasons, I want to share a funny, interesting story. When I was in college, I was studying classical guitar. That was my major, one of my majors. And I actually went to school with a son of D'Addario. And one day, he was a jazz guitar major. We were not like close friends, but we did speak a few times. And I think his first name was Michael. This is a long time ago, so I don't really remember. He wasn't like a close friend, but I remember sitting around in the lounge one day and having conversations with a few guys, and I just noticed that his last name was D'Addario. We were looking at some charts for some chamber music rosters or something like that, and looking through names, and I noticed the last name D'Addario, and I said, "Who here is named D'Addario?" Because I was familiar with the brand, and I think it was Michael. I think his first name was. That's me, and we all started laughing. We're all guitarists in the group there, and he was kind of cool about it because he never told us who he was, and we found out by chance. He wasn't like bragging about it. So yeah, I went to school with a D'Addario, and we were all always joking around with him, saying, "Are you out of strings? Would you like me to get some strings for you?" Because obviously he was. I hope I never asked him actually. I hope he was using D'Addario strings. He was a jazz guitar major, so he was playing electric most of the time, hollow body perhaps. So that's pretty funny that I went to school with a D'Addario. I should try to get back in touch. He probably won't remember me because we didn't spend much time talking and we didn't really get to know each other, but we did know each other, and it would be interesting to see what he's been doing for all these years. But anyways, that's my short story about that. Um, this is my, maybe I'll make a video at some point about my guitar maintenance routine. And this is my little bag, nothing fancy, my little bag where I keep all of my guitar maintenance tools and supplies. I have pliers there, string winder, and all kinds of brands. I have some Gibsons in there. My son likes Gibson for his Gibson acoustic, and most of the strings in here are D'Addario. Like I just noticed that I have another 3 set of the one I just bought, but that's not an issue because I'll quickly go through those. I change my strings very often. If you'd like to see a video that where I talk about how often to change the strings, I'll put a link on this side. Here goes the video. I'm going to place a link in a second right there. So if you want to watch that video, you can watch it. I have a set of this, but this is open, so there's 1 set left out of the 3. So I just bought a new one to replenish, and I have an open set of this, the one that I just bought. So I'll have plenty of those. Those are for the classicals. This is an empty box of the medium, which I used to use the medium for my steel strings. But I'm switching to light because it's working much better for fingerstyle playing. Then I have a whole bunch of spares, like single strings and some Dean Markleys. Those are decent. They seem a little bit harsh for my fingers. Have some basic Augustines in here. I used to really like Hanabox, and I still do. I just think they're a little bit too costly. If you're going to change your strings a lot, if you buy them in bulk, it's probably going to be more affordable. But if you buy 1 set at a time, that's going to be, on the expensive side. But well worth it. I really like Hanabox. I don't know how these got in here. It's pretty funny. So yeah, this is my my guitar maintenance bag. I keep this in the garage. Nothing fancy. And little wrenches for sometimes you have to adjust the neck on an acoustic guitar, and have all kinds of wrenches for doing that. Maybe I should make a video about that at some point as well. So anyways, yeah, this is my mini collection of strings. I said at the beginning of the video that I favor the Dario strings for at least 3 reasons. And just quickly, those reasons are, number 1, these strings are very reliable. I mean, I've used them for many years, and I can really say they're reliable. I mean, every time you open a pack, you're going to get the same thing. You're going to get the same sound, the same intonation, the same color of sound. They don't change from set to set, so it's really reliable. You're always going to get the same thing. If you record, for example, that's going to be very important, because as you change the strings between recording sessions or between recording sets or whatever, you're going to get the same sound every time. So that's really important. It's a very, very reliable brand. Also, it's very affordable. You get what you pay for. Absolutely, you always do. And these are not expensive. I think that for a 3-pack set in here, I think this was like $16 on Amazon with free shipping, because I have Amazon Prime. If you buy single sets, it's around $8 or $9, I think, for a set. And if you buy a 3-pack, it's around $5 or $6, which is really good. These were also like $16, I think, for the 3-pack with free shipping with Amazon Prime. And if you buy a single set, it's going to be a little bit more expensive, maybe like $7 or something like that. And these are very inexpensive. These are around $5 if you buy a pack of 3, so 15, I think. I think I paid 14 and some change for this. And if you buy individual sets, it's $5 or $6 per set. Okay. Of course, you can buy these at a store. You can walk into a Guitar Center and buy these, but it's just so much more convenient on Amazon, because you don't pay shipping if you have Amazon Prime, and they'll be at your doorstep in 2 days. And most likely you won't pay tax, so that's helpful, depending on what you order. I think I had to pay tax for this order because they shipped out of the same state I live in, so then you have to pay tax. So anyways, they're reliable, they're affordable, they won't break your bank, especially if you change them often like I do. You don't want to spend a whole lot of money on strings. And the third reason, they're just good. They're good strings. They're good quality. You know, I've used cheap strings, and I talk about in one of my videos about teaching guitar in a classroom setting. I'll place a link here. You can watch that, and I talk about very inexpensive strings there, because if you change a lot of strings, like I teach guitar class, and I have like 16 guitars there in one setting, in one circumstance, and you know, I have to change those strings quite often, and sometimes they get popped by the students even before they're old, because you know, beginners, they won't know how to play, they'll strum too hard and pop a string. um, so I have to change them often, so then I have to be able to afford all those strings. So I ended up with very inexpensive strings, and they won't sound as good, obviously. So my point here is that it's not enough for a string to be inexpensive. It has to be good. It has to sound good. So these strings are good. They're not only reliable, and they're not only uh, affordable, but they're also good. You get a good quality string. I'd like to close this video simply by saying that, you know, if a string is good enough for the guitarist John Williams, if a string is good enough for a guitarist like David Russell, then it's going to be good enough for me. Of course, there's other artists that use other strings, and I'm not putting down other brands, but I'm just saying this is a very reliable, very affordable, very good brand that's being used by artists of good renown around the world, and I highly recommend you check out D'Addario. Um, you can buy these anywhere online. You can buy them at local stores, and that's my short video about D'Addario strings. And I think at some point I'll have to make a video of changing strings, even though if you look on YouTube, there's tons of videos about how to change strings. But it would be kind of fun to make a video once as I change guitars on all my strings. I have some steel strings, some classical, some electrics, maybe a bass, maybe a uke. I play some mandolin music. I think they make strings for a violin, but I'm not sure I ever played a D'Addario string on the violin. So that's a whole different issue, because it's not a plucked instrument. So it's a whole different issue there. So anyways, thank you for watching my video on D'Addario, and hope to see you in my next video. Have a nice day. Bye.